So hi everyone, it's great to be here today, and I'm happy to share our results and our products and the research we are currently doing in terms of personalization of experience and creating the first empathetic AI. So let me share a couple of details about myself and our company, and then I'll go deeper to our research and what we managed to achieve. So I'm a tech entrepreneur with a previous background in space tech and renewable energy tech. And for the last 6 years, I've been working on empathetic AI, and specifically at the intersection between theory of mind, computational psychology, computational psychometrics, and cognitive sciences. And the core idea of what I'm working as a scientist and as a researcher is to create a new generation of AI, which can be empathetic and which can, I would say, have a combination between personality and understanding both human empathy, emotions, and provide this empathetic feedback to a human. Currently, I'm also I'm also working together with Stanford University for the research about computational psychometrics and understanding about users through the way he texts. And I'll share more details today in my presentation. Speaking about Evolvi and my company, so Evolvi, it's a deep tech company, and we are working on creating the first conscious AI for human-like interactions and personalized experience. I do believe that the next breakthrough in AI technologies will be on the creating both, I would say, a personalized communication with the user and understanding deeply the user, not only his like basic interests, but understanding his behavior, prediction of his behavior, and understanding his traits. And that's the core of our current interest. So in our research lab, we combine different angles of technologies, and we are basically working on theory of mind in large language models, metacognition, psychometrics, and we recently also started to work on neurobiology, neuroscience approaches, and creating a new type of architecture based on this. We are here working closely with a couple of neuroscientific labs. And currently also we are doing a separate research in terms of linguistics and Sanskrit language, and the idea is to bring the structure of Sanskrit language in order to create again a new generation of AI architecture. Speaking about the research we currently conducted, it's actually brought us to the part which I'll share today about analyzing of users and create different prompts in order to apply to language models. And we continue to work in terms of like our R&D part for artificial consciousness architecture and upgrading empathy. And we also have a business part in our team. So it's B2C products and B2B. For B2B part, we are using our APIs analytics for business and creating a new generation of customer support and sales management with personal touch and empathy. So that's how our product currently looks, and what we created based on our different experiments. We managed to create this kind of like, it's a demo of the profile of the person. So what we can analyze about the person based on his texts, his, I would say, words that you use. And here we use different psycholinguistics approach and psychometrics approach in order to analyze deeply about the person, his personality traits, his interests, and even his motivations and different insights. And this brings us an opportunity to create a new generation of AI that can communicate based on this personality type. And it's much more, of course, engaging for business and for even for our B2C use case, because it provides this, I would say, a human-like interaction when you communicate like deeply with a person, understanding his needs and his behavior. So how we did this? In my presentation today, I'll just describe one of our like many experiences, because I think it's one of the most interesting ones, because we took the big 5 personality traits experience, and we took different short messages of the user and put it during the conversation with our chatbot. We have our own dialogue platform, and we used also different types of topics and conversation in order to create the maximum, I would say, the much more broader picture about the user. Our methodology included like data collection, psycholinguistics analysis based on the method we created in our own lab, combining computational psycholinguistic approaches from Penny Baker and computational psychometrics from our scientific advisor, Michael Kaczynski. And we also use text-based personality profiling methods. And the experiments we conducted showed that the model achieved 85% of the accuracy, and we combined this data with the psychological approach and evaluated the model based on our psychological experts. So these are the detailed description of the methods we use. So one of them is psycholinguistics. So it's analyzation in the text, human interests, traits, and through the words he's using and approaches to construct the sentences. We managed to achieve to distinguish his personality and I would say different, unique traits of the human being. Of the user, and through personality profiling, we used approaches of Michael Kaczynski and David Stilwell, and we also estimated social activity and behavior. And I would say that's a new input we suggested because in our model we combine both psycholinguistic personality profiling, and we managed to do this through a conversation with a chatbot. And that's how our model was constructed, and the experiment that we conducted, it was focused on zero-shot learning prompts, few-shot learning, and comparison and analysis. And we constructed the model, which we are currently applying and validating through the different experiments and applying new, I would say, features, which are currently managed to not only to place users in different big 5 categories, but to manage to individualize each person and not just to categorize them, but through the text to manage to bring this individuality. So our experiment goals was to create an accurate machine learning model, then to establish a minimum amount of text required, and to create an effective prompt to experiment with large language models. And then, of course, we tested these models and applied expert assessment of the quality of the models. So based on all our experiments and what we managed to achieve, it's successful experiments and good quality of models that we are currently started to scale and to implement on a larger level, and trying to minimize up to 2 sentences the amount of how much user needs to write to a chatbot in order to understand his personality and identify his patterns, values, and predict his behavior. And so based also on our few-shot learning prompts, we found out an opportunity to generate different personality profiles, and currently developing more this experiment to create a new generation of I would say individualized communication based on these various profiles. So about the model evaluation, it's managed to achieve, as I said, 85% in accuracy, but we are currently working to upgrade this number up to 100%, and we have a couple of experiments going on for the next couple of weeks that we managed to determine this. So the results, I would say that our future research is planned to expand its application across different various domains and languages. We started to work with different languages, and we also plan to implement this personalized conversation with a chatbot, and of course to use different personality approaches and to determine more opportunities for this personalized communication for AI. And this is just our first step towards empathy and personalized conversation with AI. So thank you very much for your attention. I'll be happy to stay in touch with you. You can find my LinkedIn and email address, and happy to answer your questions.
Alia, thank you very much. So please, questions?
Hello, thank you for talk. So someone else?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Could you please share? You have mentioned that you have some scientific research on the topic you've been describing to us. Could you please mention some of the works you have done regarding the topic?
You mean regarding the personalized experiences or
Yeah,
regarding
yeah.
AGI in general?
Maybe both. I'm just
Yeah.
curious.
Yeah, sure. So part of our research in personalized experiences involved, so the first research was about human and machine interaction. So how personalized experience and communication with a chatbot and enhances these experiences, and how it can how it brings engagement for a human being, and what a human user feels after this communication. So it's more part of, I would say, psychological approach, and a part of this research was to investigate how through personalization we can engage more human beings through this communication conversation. So second research was about combining psycholinguistics, psychometrics, and profiling methods in order to train the model of the AI to understand through the text, not through voice and not through I would say photos, but through the text to understand personality. And third part of the research regarding personality, it's about theory of mind in large language models that we are currently conducting with Stanford University, and I'll be happy to share results, I would say, in a month's time, because we are finalizing this part. And about AGI, we have currently three researches. One, it's about neuroscience and neurobiology and AI. Second, it's about Sanskrit language, AI and linguistics. And third one, it's about consciousness in large language models and AI. And yeah, but I can share it more like in like personal messages or like in the next conference.
Yeah, thank you. It would be really great.
Yeah,
You
please
have
reach out. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. You have mentioned profiling several times. Maybe I'm not like deeply in domain. The profile you're mentioning, is it something textual information, or how it's represented?
So profiling, it's I would say it's a combination of methods. It's originates, I would say, from psychology, psychometry. So how to analyze a person through the way he texts, behave, looks like, which words he uses, which tone of voice he uses, which jokes he uses, and also to create with the profiling. I forgot to mention one more research, by the way. It's about creation a person's model of the world. Now here we use ontological approaches, and how we can create a model of the world of the person through his texts, because our text, our not our voice, but our text, our speech, it's the most powerful tool, in my opinion, to analyze ourselves, our inner world, and through this to make predictions about personality, behavior, and so on.
Yeah, I understand, but the profile itself, what it is? It's like numbers or words or something.
No. This is the profile. I'll share this slide again. So this is a profile. So who you are, what age are you, what's your emotional profile, what's your insights, what's your motivations, what's your
Okay.
strengths. Yeah, so it's more
So we
about
can,
psychology.
okay, so we can use this information to, I don't know, make ChatGPT to behave like you, or what?
Not only like you, but to behave like imagine like your, I would say, personal coach or personal psychotherapist, for example, who knows deeply you, who, or your very really close friend who knows you for many years, and who knows your strengths, your uniqueness, your abilities, and communicate with you based on this.
Okay, thank you. Maybe some other questions?
Yeah, maybe some other questions. So if not, I would like to ask, I have quite a background in user profiling, and I had a paper on determining big 5 characteristics that was made purely for marketing purposes. And I received quite a huge criticism by community of psychologists and scientists in psychology due to they claim that big 5 scale is not psychologically found and not so very valid. So for profiling, they use other scales like dark triad and other. So like personally, I believe that it's fine for selling, because one of the goals you've mentioned was for assisting in business and so on. This is highly accepted in this community. But once we talk about theory of mind and more complicated and sophisticated questions of conscious, I believe that researchers in the field are not completely agreed that big 5 is quite a good scale for modeling.
Exactly. And my personal opinion that big 5 and all these personality methods, when you just categorize people in, like, I would say 10 groups, it doesn't work. It's for us, it was just the first experiment stage, because it's easier to start with this stage and then to scale it for because all of us, like each person, like here, like even in this room, it's totally individual, has its individual uniquenesses, and we need to assess like each person individually, not to group of everybody like in 10 categories. So it doesn't work. I totally agree with you, and that's why we are doing this research and continue to do this for personalized approaches through text.
Yeah, thank you very much, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you for the invitation. It was great to join the conference, and wish you luck for other participants.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.